Hi students, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you are here. We are going to do lesson number 6. We're going to be talking about what is the church. This is part of a series on the basics of the Christian faith. So I'm going to share, this won't be a very long video. I've been up rather late and I really need to get some sleep. So this is from a book called Wesleyan Theology by Greathouse and Dunning. It said, quote, Christianity is not an individualistic religion that sees persons as atomic particles unrelated to other individuals. As John Wesley said, Christianity is essentially a social religion, and to turn it into a solitary religion is indeed to destroy it. Same book, it said, what we need is to see is that this individualistic kind of religion is not New Testament Christianity, rather a modern religion that owes more to the pagan Renaissance than to the Protestant Reformation. It is high time we recover the New Testament doctrine of the church. So the key thought is, how could you do these one another passages if you don't go to church? If you're not in relationship with other Christians, if you have no friendships with other believers, it'd be very difficult to do these one another passages. And I'm going to put them up on the screen. And there's several that say love one another. John 13:35, John 15:12, John 15:17, Romans 1:12 says we're to comfort one another. Romans 12:5 says we belong to one another. There's another one that says honor one another. There's another one that says love one another. Romans 12:16 says to live in harmony with one another. Romans 14:19 says to build up one another. There's just a whole list. There's several verses that say greet one another. Galatians 5:13 says to serve one another. First Thessalonians 3:12 love one another for one another. First Thessalonians 4:18 encourage one another. James 5:9 do not grumble against one another. Um, um, 1 Peter 4:10 says to use your gifts to serve one another. And then really, you have to ask yourself, what is the church? And it's the body of Christ. I'm going to let you look these up yourself. Romans 12 talks about there's one body. We need to focus on the unity of the body. 1 Corinthians 12, verses 1 through 11 deal with the gifts. Verses 12 through 31 deal with us being the body of Christ. And Ephesians 4:15 tells us that Jesus is the head of the body. So here's the bottom line. Let me set that right there. A lot of times people will say, well, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. The vast majority of the people that I've met over the last 12 years, and I've been in ministry longer than that, but I graduated from seminary in 2011, so I would consider really the beginning of my full-time ministry when I started my first internship as a chaplain, because I was also preaching in a church back then. I know that a lot of people have been hurt by the church. I know that the church is made up of imperfect people, and I know that when you get hurt by people that are supposed to be in ministry, that it's painful. I've been hurt by people who are supposedly in the ministry and who are supposed to be in the ministry. I have even had a coworker who tried to get me fired over something that was completely made up, and it was they did an investigation and found out it was not, it was unsubstantiated. But still, to see another Christian do something like that to you, it's painful, it hurts, and you can't avoid going to church because 5 to 10% of the people there are unhealthy and doing things they shouldn't be doing. We need to correct people in love, and if they're continuing to do something that they're not supposed to, then they need to be removed from leadership. But that's not an excuse to not go to church. We need to encourage one another. We need to love one another. I showed you the verses. I would encourage you to go look those up yourself. You can pause the screen and you can take notes. But we've bought into this lie that somehow the church is going to be perfect, and it's not. It never will be. It's made up of imperfect people, and but we need to encourage one another and love one another anyway. So don't give up on the church. Obviously, if there's somebody in leadership that's doing things they're not supposed to be, they probably shouldn't be in ministry. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you are new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe. I do want to thank you for watching. I do want to thank you for being here, and I hope you have a great day. And I always end the video by saying, thank you to my subscribers. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Or have a great day. I need to get to sleep. Bye.